A line contains points 1, 2 and 5, 0. What's the slope? The slope is rise over run. Why don't we try subtracting 0 minus 2 this way, and then 5 minus 1. Rise over run. So we have negative 2 over 4, which is negative 1/2. Now let's find the equation in slope point form. It doesn't really matter which point we choose. We'll just choose the first point here. Y minus 2 is equals to negative 1/2. X minus 1 would be a possible answer. If you use the other point, 5, 0, y minus y1 is equals to the slope x minus x1. This would also be an acceptable answer. And if we use distribution, y is equals to, we have negative 1/2 x, negative times negative is positive, 1 times anything is itself, so we'll say positive 1/2. And the negative 2, when you throw it over, becomes positive 2. And 2 is the same thing as 4 over 2. So as you can see, when you add the fractions, we have positive 5 over 2. So this is the equation in slope point form. Y equals negative 1/2 x plus 5 over 2. Now notice the plural s for intercepts. We really should find both intercepts. Previously we found y equals negative 1/2 x plus 5 over 2. This here is your y-intercept. The y-intercept is right in front of your eyes. Or you can set x equals 0, and you'll see that 0 times anything is the y-intercept. Now to find the x-intercept, we set the opposite of x, which is y, equals 0. And when you make this variable 0, we have 0 is equals to 1/2 x plus 5 over 2. We can throw this term over, so we have positive 1/2 x is equals to 5 over 2. You can multiply both sides by 2. So we have x is equals to 5. And this here is your x-intercept, which by the way implies a point, 5, 0. Finally, let's focus on the general form. Previously we had the slope-intercept form as follows. But for this form here, we want everything to be integers. So let's multiply both sides by 2. We have 2y is equals to negative x plus 5. And the rule says the coefficient of x should be positive. So let's throw everything over to the left. And what we have now is x plus 2y minus 5 equals 0. And now every single coefficient here is an integer, and the coefficient of x is positive. And now we're asked to sketch a very strange graph here. Let's get rid of these denominators by multiplying by 6, both sides of the equal sign. We multiply by the LCM 6, we have 12x plus 6 over 2, which is 3, is equals to 6 divided by 3 is 2, so we have 2y. And let's divide both sides by 2 now. We have y is equals to 6x plus 3 over 2, or 1.5. So now we recognize y is equals to 6x plus 1.5. This is simply slope-intercept form, and now we can sketch it pretty well. So this here would be 1.5. We draw a nice dot here, and the slope of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish. Move 1 unit to the right. This graph looks something like this. And now to convert this graph into standard form, it looks just like general form, except we don't throw the constant over. We leave the constant separated from the equal sign. So let's multiply this by 2. And so we have 12x plus 3 is equals to 2y. And we want the constant over here, and we want the y's over here. So we're going to switch the sign. 12x minus 2y equals negative 3. And notice how the coefficient of x is a nice integer and it's positive. And so we fulfill the criteria where a is greater than 0.